Hey viewers, it's Andrew back again for another Andrew's Top 10 list, and today it's going to be my top 10 horror films of all time. This was a fairly hard list to do, but I've come away with my choices as of right now, and I'm just going to get into it. So as always, like the rest of my top 10 lists, I'm going to start at number 10 and work my way down to number 1, so let's get into it. So sitting at number 10 goes to my favourite zombie movie, and that is the remake or the Tom Savini version of Night of the Living Dead. This is fantastic. Tom did an amazing job with this. It's got that really old school classic zombie feel to it, but sort of a modernish take, I guess you'd say. Really good. It's one of my favourite remakes and definitely my favourite zombie movie. He did an amazing job with the effects, and the zombies in this movie look absolutely fantastic. I love this sort of style of zombie. So yeah, this sits at number 10, Night of the Living Dead. Sitting at number 9 goes to an Australian horror movie. It's my favourite Australian horror movie, and it's based on the serial killer Ivan Milat, and that is Wolf Creek. This is fantastic. It's one of my favourite horror movies, especially in terms of story and character development. It starts off really well and has one hell of an ending. Yeah, shot beautifully, great cast of characters, and the character who plays the killer in this has one of the creepiest laughs that I've ever heard. But this is an exceptional movie and well worth owning, so this sits at number 9, Wolf Creek. Sitting at number 8, well, this movie was actually in a previous list, but I had to include it because it's my favourite gore movie of all time, and it is Peter Jackson's Bad Taste. Whenever I'm wanting just to sit down, have a lot of fun with some splatter and gore, this is the film that I'll chuck in. Not scary by any means, but just one hell of a gore fest and a perfect splatter film in my opinion. So number 8, Bad Taste. Sitting at number 7 goes to my favourite monster movie of all time, and that is The Monster Squad. This is a great little 80s horror movie based around the Universal monsters. It's got a fantastic 80s feel to it. It's pretty much the horror equivalent to the Goonies, and yeah, this is great. Great cast of characters, and the monsters look really awesome in this, and just an all-round fun horror flick. Sitting at number 6 goes to Stephen King's Children of the Corn. I know this movie gets a lot of flack, and I know that it's pretty cheesy, the acting's kind of off, but I really like it. I find Killer Kids creepy as hell, and just the whole storyline behind Isaac, the cornfields, and murdering off all the adults and stuff, I just find really creepy. So this is a good watch. I really enjoyed it, so this sits at number 6 for me, Children of the Corn. Sitting at number 5 goes to an exceptional sci-fi horror movie called The Thing. This is my second favourite John Carpenter movie. Absolutely phenomenal. I'm sure most of you have seen it, but if you haven't, I'd highly recommend checking this one out. Great atmosphere, really creepy, and you never really know. Well, you know what's going on, but basically the creature or the evil thing in this movie can morph to pretty much anything that it wants to, so quite often you never really know who's infected. It's about these scientists, I guess they are, manning a base in Antarctica, and this thing infects them, and yeah, it's just all round got a fantastic, creepy, great atmosphere to it, so this sits at number 5 for me, Thing. Sitting at number 4 goes to Child's Play. This will never be removed from my top 5 because it was the first horror movie that I'd ever seen. I grew up on this, still love it to this day. Just an all-round great flick, and Chucky's a fantastic character in my opinion. Sitting at number 3 is Psycho. This is pretty much horror perfection in my opinion. Fantastic storyline. It's not overly, it's not gory at all, and there's not a high kill count, but I love the whole storyline. Just the creepiness and all the atmosphere that comes from not only the Bates Motel, but the whole character of Norman Bates himself. Fantastic storyline. I'm sure the majority of you have seen it. I don't really need to go into too much detail, but this is an exceptional movie and pretty much horror perfection. Okay, sitting at number 2 goes to my favourite Friday the 13th movie of all time. Fucking love it, and that is Friday the 13th Part 6, Jason Lives. Yeah, this is just hands down my favourite in the series. I love the whole aspect, how he was brought back to life via the lightning. Really reminded me a lot of like the Universal Frankenstein and stuff like that. Came back as a zombie. Definitely my favourite Jason in the series as well. Really, really menacing and creepy, the way that he looked and turned, and yeah, just an exceptional movie and my favourite in the series. Now, what can it be? What can be my number 1 horror movie of all time? I'm sure it'll come as no surprise to a lot of people. John Carpenter's Halloween. That's right. This is hands down my favourite horror movie of all time. I love it. Love the character of Michael Myers. Love all the babysitter killings and everything. Just such a great movie. If you're one of the very few and unfortunate people who have not checked this out, check it out right now. Go out to the store and buy it, because this is the best horror movie ever made in my opinion. I love it. I'm just a massive fan of everything about this movie, especially Michael Myers and that awesome mask of his. But yep, hands down my favourite horror movie of all time. So Halloween sits at number 1. Awesome movie. And that is it for my top 10 horror movies of all time. Definitely let me know what you think in the comments section below. And my next top 10 list will be my top 10 slasher movies, so stay tuned for that. And as always, thanks for watching.